This segment brought to you by Kansas Corn. Learn more at kscorn.com.
I'm Marshall Hay, and we were discussing corn weed management today. Kind of the highlights of our presentation. First thing we had talked about was the importance of getting out right now and looking at a winter treatment. Something that's going to help control our mare's tail, our brome populations, maybe some of those mustards that are out there in the fields. Just get those pushed back before the mare's tails start to bolt here later on in the spring. And with that winter treatment, I think we can do some things to help set ourselves up for pigweed control later on as we get closer to corn planting. So putting out some residuals such as some flumioxazin such as Valor, or 2 ounces of saflufenicil or Sharpen, something like that, can help to put some residual out there that can hold us over and push those pigweeds back until we get more residual put on at planting time. Now as we start to think about our corn herbicide programs for this year, I think that a good corn herbicide program needs to contain 3 main parts. The first part is we need to have multiple effective sites of action. The second part is we need to start clean at planting with a good burn down if necessary. And then the last part is to have overlapping residuals. Now with the multiple effective sites of action piece, we're looking at tank mixing multiple herbicides together so that way the selection pressure is never on just one herbicide. Now emphasis on the effective part of that application. A lot of times we're spraying many sites of action, but are they really effective on our driver weed species out there? Something to think about. With a good burn down, our best burn down recommendation for something like pigweed before we plant corn is to get out there with some paraquat and atrazine with maybe some crop oil to help burn that stand of pigweed down before the corn ever comes up. And then with our overlapping residuals, it's the idea that we never want to have to control pigweed emerged in corn. The fact is that we just don't have very many effective herbicides to do a cleanup application if pigweed happens to get away from us in corn. So by using an overlapping residual approach, something that's maybe a pre-plant, post treatment in which we're containing residual herbicides in all 3 of those applications, can help to keep the weeds pushed back so that way we never have to control them emerged. And if we do, it's just an off-case situation. So those are the 3 main things that I think we need to think about with corn weed management this year. Extension has a big role about helping to educate our farmers, producers, and retailers about building sound herbicide management programs for this year and in years to come. One of the ways that we get the best information is by doing on-farm or plot research at our research stations. So we're putting out many different plots each year to help evaluate different herbicide programs so that we can make data-based recommendations. Also, we have many different meetings like this where producers can come and have interaction with us, listen to our presentations, and ask questions. In addition to our extension publications, we have numerous publications available online or physical copies where we can download or get them by mail hard copy to help answer some of our weed management questions. Our most popular weed management publication is the Weed Control Guide 2019. It comes out new every year. More than 100 pages of really useful information that helps us decide on herbicide efficacy, which herbicides are better on different weeds, and how to structure adjuvants and programs and things like that. So a very useful book that I think everyone needs in their office or their truck. Lastly, we have weekly e-updates provided by the K-State Agronomy Department in which extension specialists provide articles or helpful hints on hot topics that might help us prepare or answer some of those questions that are bothering us in the field right now. So those are just some different areas that we can get or by talking to our local county agents to get in touch with the specialists to get answers to those burning questions.
Tarwater Farm and Home is a 40-year-old local family-owned business. Clothing for work and play, seeds and feeds, boots, toys for the kids, and tools you'll need for around the house and farm. And a service department to keep them in top running order. It's a big store, so take some time to see what they have for your farm and home. Tarwater's everyday pricing is like others' sale prices. When you need it, they've got it. Tarwater Farm and Home, 4107 North Topeka Boulevard.